Hello, everybody. Oh, hi, Dawson. Hi, what a kid. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I apologize for not saying anything earlier. Um, for some reason, my stream was a little delayed there. I didn't see any of the chats until now. And to yeah, Dawson, I really definitely my pleasure. And what a kid! So you want a career reading, huh? All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were you in the other room earlier today with me? Hmm. What's going on here? Oh, okay. The delay is really, really bad, and I do apologize. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. Let's go ahead and get your um, career check here. I'm just gonna go ahead and give a good shuffle on these cards here. Now, usually how I do things, when these cards come out, sometimes it gives me a little bit about the person asking the question, and then we'll even look further into your personal question, and it kind of helps me figure out, further in terms of what your needs are, and to kind of help me get in tune with the energy, the universe around me. So let's go ahead. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. So this first part that I'm reading here, and I apologize if the video is really blurry, but let's go ahead and do the best we can here. So the first thing I'm seeing here, I think this is about you. On these top three, we have the Queen of Water, which is also known as the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Six of Cups. Uh, the I feel that give me one second here. I'm getting a lot of emotion from you. Not for say like saying uh, that you're a very emotional person. I think you just filled with emotion, that you are you know for one, with the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Water, that kind of gives some a little bit of diversity with your feelings, and also some stability. Not like how the King of Cups, which give you a straight stability, because when we think of King, which also in the Major Arcana, it's actually the number four, which gives you like four corners, and four corners to a building is always stability. Now the Queen of Cups still has stability, but it's more like um, sort of like a leader in a way. Knows what the person wants. Very empathetic, sympathetic as well. So I feel that you're really in tune with your emotions as a person. Now, as far as relating this to a career path, because I have these other three cards here. Um, First, we have a Ten of Fire, which is also known as the Ten of Wands, and um, and hi Tanya, how you doing? Yeah, we'll get to your questions. First, we're giving what a kid. Uh, this person's reading first. So we have the Ten of Fire. We also have the Page of Air, which is a really good one actually, because Page is about um, you know, being like a student in a way, and I'll kind of explain further in terms of what the pages are. And we also have the Page of Earth, which is also a pretty good sign. I think here, um, there, what this is telling me here is that it seems that maybe if you're currently working, or at least whatever you're doing right now, there's a lot of work. However, though, there's a lot to learn in your position, I think. Um, and the reason why I say that, because with the Ten of Fire, okay, the Ten of Fire, usually in relation to the Raider Weight deck, with the Ten of Fire, or at least the Ten of Wands, is that this person's like bringing all these pieces of stick to the villages, and um, the villages in sight and things like that. But there's still a lot of work to be done, and it can also be very overbearing too. The picture on here shows, sort of like a dragon, not hoarding, but kind of just holding on to all these different wands into one basket. And then we have this Page of Air, uh, with the Page of Air, and the air is related to the sword. The page in general, if we think back, towards the medieval times, we see a page as a learner. Usually, it's a kid that is working as like sort of like a knight squire, and that's like one of the most prominent and probably most respectful positions that a small child, for example, would take on that type of responsibility. Very honorable, and working its way up the chain can also become a knight as well, if things go in the right way. So, and Paige also has a lot of feminine qualities to it too, which probably kind of relates to the whole fact of why we have the Queen of Water here at the top. Um, and with the Page of Air and the Page of Earth, this is telling me that within your current situation, you're still doing a lot of learning. Uh, One is with communication. You're kind of, you're probably talking around. This is what my feelings are telling me, that you're talking around right now, and you're kind of putting some uh like some research into like, where's my career path going to go, because you don't want to be staying in the same stagnant position. And we also see here the Page of Earth, and with this right here, the Earth is representing the pentacles. Pentacles is like, physical objects. It could also be money. It could also be just something in regards to like your land. But what I'm seeing here, and these all three actually go in pretty well with each other. Something's telling me that you're currently learning right now. You're working really hard right now, and this is probably what's triggering this Page of Earth and Page of Air to come through. You're kind of testing the ropes, and I'm not exactly sure how long you've been with this company, but let's get a few more cards here. Um, and see what we got going on here for you. All right. What a kid, what a kid. Let's see what your career path is going to be like. Something from the middle here. Something from the middle. Okay. Um, this is actually pretty good. Now, the five of, well, let's start off with the Three of Earth, actually, which is like the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is sort of like uh, it's like a like in the Raider Weight deck, and unfortunately, I used to have a setup with all my Raider Weight images here to kind of show this off. But with the three pentacles, this is similar to or excuse me, the three Earth is similar to the three of Pentacles. The three Pentacles card usually talks about how there's one person who's kind of working, almost looks like a chapel, and then you have two other, what looks like managers or project managers, kind of giving instruction, and but people are coming together as teamwork. Now we also have the five of air, which is also known as the five of swords. The five of swords also talks about like taking initiative of a particular situation. It actually shows a person kind of picking up some swords and kind of like stealing them in a way in the Raider Weight deck. Now, we're not saying that you're stealing anything, but it definitely talks about that, about taking on opportunities. And then we, of course, we have the Knight of Earth, which is also Knight of Pentacles, on right over here. And the knight's usually something about, to a king, we're talking about loyalty, we're talking about strength, we're also looking at dedication, excuse me. And what this is telling me here, and please feel free to let me know if you are currently in some type of career now, because something's telling me here that um, you're going to be doing a lot of teamwork here for one thing, and it looks like to me that um, you actually might be moving forward with your career. I can't say for certain if it's really with your current one, but I can definitely tell that you are moving forward. And the reason why I'm saying that, because we have the Knight of Earth, and of course Three of Earth, and um, even though the Knight of Earth, usually because it's on a horse, it's usually moving fast. This one's reversed, which still means that you're still going to get what you're looking for in terms of your job and money, things like that. But it's probably not going to go as fast as what you think. Okay, so you are looking for one. So it tells me that one. So we're kind of going back to here, right? You I have a hard working card right here, which is the Ten of Wands. But we also have the Page of Air and the Page of Earth, and you're still a learner, as I mentioned earlier, that you're still learning how to communicate, and you're still learning how to make that money. And then we look at over here, if you focus on your teamwork, and you also try not to move too fast in terms of what you're looking for, you'll definitely be falling onto a career that you definitely want. I'm gonna pull a few more cards here to kind of see if we can get an answer as to when, because I know we all definitely want that, um, you know, the speedy, goods. Okay, this is pretty cool. Um, I do have one question for you, and this spread right here actually looks pretty good. Um, are you struggling at this very moment? And hello, everybody. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm ignoring you. I'm not. I definitely see everybody coming through, and I really appreciate everybody being here today. We're just gonna wrap up What a Kid's reading here, and then move on to the next person. So, to What a Kid, um, are you struggling with what you're currently going through right now? You don't have to tell me exactly what it is. Yeah, very. And the reason why I say that, because of this last one, the Ten of Air. The Ten of Air is about like, it's almost as the Ten of Swords, right? And the Ten of Swords, I wish I had a picture. I have to bring up the picture real quick for myself. That way I can um, memorize who that picture was. It was the Ten of Swords. And yeah, exactly. So, and I really wish I had a picture of this, but it shows a picture of a person lying dead on a beach with 10 swords stuck in his back. And usually it's sort of like a bittersweet kind of ending, things like that. Now, I'm seeing this in reverse, and something's telling me that you are going through a struggle. It's probably going to be coming to an end pretty soon. That struggle in terms of what you're going through. I have again here. Look at this. We have the King of Water and the Queen of Water, and look at this. They're right above each other. As I'm noting this, we have the High Priestess again with the Seven of Water. Like these things right here, they're adding up to me that something, very stable is definitely going to be coming your way. Um, The only problem is I don't actually have an actual time of when this is going to be coming. However, though, because I do work on a professional background, I actually work for, believe it or not, I actually work for Cisco Systems. But with that said, a little bit of advice from one person to another looking for a new career path. You know, obviously the most obvious thing is to get your resume out there, but the thing is, don't let the prerequisites of the job strike you down. There's moments where I'll see that a degree, like at least a master's or even bachelor's degree, is required, and I actually only have like a non-accredited associate's degree. However, though, I managed to get into where I am at, and you always want to shoot high. How they say in the stocks, buy low, sell high, kind of thing. Well, you want to definitely kind of sell yourself high a little bit. And the other thing too that most people are actually looking for are like character. We uh, always have a saying, at least with my team, is that we look for a person on character and not by the skill, because you can teach a person skill, but you can't teach a person how to behave themselves, right? Because sometimes a person may think they're coming into this workforce and with their bad attitude, and they think it's going to fly, and you can't. Sometimes you can't fix that. It's ingrained to that person. So um, I'm, and it's funny that I'm actually saying this, because with your emotional side, you have all these cups out here. You can use this to your advantage. Okay. Um, I walked into my position because I worked in support, and I had very little knowledge in terms of what the technology they wanted me to support on. But they took the time to actually teach me, because they wanted me as a character, as a person, to bond and enjoy working at the company. So um, I think it's pretty clear you're going to see a pretty good career path coming to you. But I think your strength right now is actually within your feelings. Don't be afraid to show your feelings, and I know that's sometimes hard, or not just your feelings, but your emotions. Um, uh, Sometimes hard to express at a workforce without coming across as unprofessional. But the more you show like the charismatic person of yourself, and a person who is, outgoing, friendly, very compatible, beyond the professional, oh yeah, I get along with people just fine, handshake, good, strong handshake. And yeah, my name is, so and so, and I've done this, or, like you can show the softer side of yourself, not too much intimate details, but just, things that really builds up a very strong bond with your team. And I think that's going to be uh, your loaded gun here in this case. Like this is your greatest strength, your emotions, which explains in these cups right here. So I hope that was really helpful for you with that information. Okay. All right. So I have Tanya, who came in. I'm gonna make note of this here real fast. I have Tanya and MM. Happy New Year to you too. Oh, look, there's Marie. I remember Marie. Hey, what a kid. Hey, I'm so glad that can help. And uh, if you want to, I don't know if we can do, private messages through YouTube, but because you know, I like to help a lot of people, not just with the tarot, but also with with other things too. I actually work in training, So it's one of the reasons why I like to express this information. So I'm glad that that's really helpful to you. And you're more than welcome to ask any more questions about career here. I'm definitely down to talk about resumes and all that other cool stuff. So we have Marie, um, got you in there, Mermaid, and Marie. You were from the other room, right? About the agar. I think that's where I remember you from. All right. A Wadake, thank you for that sub. Okie dokie. So, yes, Tanya, I see you. All right. So, Tanya, how does Mark feel to me? So, you want to know about, like, how is Mark to you, to your feelings? You want to kind of make sense with your, like, oops. I'm sorry. My mother's calling my phone. Bear with me 1 second. I'll be right back. I don't know if you guys. Oh, you guys probably heard me. So I do have to step away for a quick minute. Tanya, I haven't forgotten any of you. Just gotta go help with a few things in the car, and I shall return. Let me see if I can get some music here for you guys. Hum dee dee doo. Music, music is the thing we need today. Is music. All right, I am back. And that would be my mother and the dogs in the background, so I do apologize about that. We're one big happy family. Okay, so Tanya, Yes, I'm now taking care of you right now, and you mentioned something about Mark. So, why don't you kind of further explain to me about who Mark is, or at least what you want to know about Mark? Whoa. Okay, and it looks like we got some other people here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put, um, let's see here, Shay and Jay. I just got a wink. Okay, Tanya. So let's go ahead and it was really fast. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick reading here. So just kind of think about what you want. You don't have to say it to me, and I'll try to figure it out. Let's see what happens here. He's from the past and came back recently. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Um, very interesting. Um, but he's kind of in and out. We live a long distance, and he has someone else. Oh boy. Those are fun, isn't it? So, let's look really quickly here at this top. At least you think so. I see. So let's look at this top part here. Usually, when every time I read into these cards, the first thing usually comes up is about the person. At least that's my experience every time I run these cards. I have here Queen of Air, Knight of Fire, which is also, excuse me, King of Fire, which is also known as the King of Wands, and we also have the Emperor card. Now, I feel that at least with the Queen of Air, which is also known as the Queen of Swords, because the Queen, she knows what she wants, right? She knows what she wants. She's very she could also be very cunning. You know, she could also be very you know, trustworthy, as well as some, you know, other queen-like states, you know, trying to lead, empathy, also, you know, making life. Seeing because it is, you know, a woman, usually queen is subjected to women giving birth um, to a new uh, form of life. Now, I'm seeing here, and this is actually very interesting because we have these two cards here, the Emperor and the Queen, and I feel that even though, you know, you have like the, you know, the feminine quality, but I feel that you have like a masculine quality to yourself. Um, like you like to take charge. You like to be the person in charge. Uh, However, though, with the King of Fire here that we have, is which is actually reversed, uh, it's kind of telling me that, you know, maybe lately that your passion might have been flipped upside down a little bit. Um, it's you for sure. Um, I feel that your passion is kind of like upside down, um, and something actually just sparked in my head actually, and I feel that time, you maybe feel that something is running out. Like maybe it's some type of time is running out for some reason. It's almost as if I was to strike a match, right? And I hold the match upside down, and the fire is kind of, you know, going up the staff a lot quicker than holding it upright. And you probably feel that, you know, something is just kind of maybe missing there. Now, looking at the Nine of Air, we have the Nine of Air, the Four of Water, and the Six of Earth. Now, the Air card is like a sword, as I mentioned earlier. We have the Water, which is cups, and the Earth as a pentacle. Um, Uh, I'm sorry, bear with me because my feelings are saying one thing, and I'm just want to make sure I understand it correctly here. But um, uh, was there tension in the past with this person? With this, I believe you said it was Mark. Um, I believe there was some like, maybe some tension here. Which kind of brought on some like uncertainty. Not actually not uncertainty, but more like okay. So we had the Nine of Air. The Nine of Air is like sort of like I have to bring up this picture here because oh shoot, I don't have the thing set up here. Um, but looking at the Rider Waite deck, you know that's kind of what I'm actually uh, referencing this to. We have the Nine of Air, which is almost like Sleepless Nights, but not much. Okay. Um, because something was telling me that there was probably something going on here. You probably have lost sleep with, um, and because it's a lot of thinking that's been going on. The Four of Water is almost like uncertainty as well. You have um, you have something that's been given to you, but you haven't really accepted it. Um, and even though with you staying in balance right now, like this past relationship has been kind of like making you lose sleep. I think here, and I think that's why I'm saying tension. But this is kind of giving me just more about. Let's see here. Middle cards, middle cards. We are not in communication for 3 months. Well, that would explain why the Four of Water is reversed, and you're probably losing sleep. The fact that you probably haven't been getting anything from this person is probably making you kind of wonder what's going on. So let's pull some more cards here about this situation. I feel like these cards that are coming out is going to be talking about more about the situation between the two right now. Um, so I think here, um, if my feelings are correct here, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel that you probably put this person on a pedestal above everybody else that you meet. Um, the reason why I say this because we have the Ace of Water, and that's also in the Ace of Cups, which is a pretty big deal when it comes to emotions um, and feelings as well. Usually, it's like a divine character providing new emotions to you. Um, but we also have the Six of Fire, which is like almost like pumps in the circumstance. You know, it's like a celebration, a victory of he left me out in the cold and then came back unexpectedly. Wow, that's pretty harsh. Um, so yeah, I feel that you're with these three cards right here. See, that's why I mentioned earlier about the struggle. There was some type of struggle. I mean, and with you leaving you out in the cold, consider that as a big struggle. You lost your sleep, and it flipped your cup upside down. You have this balance card right here, but it's like just as you expected, as you explained right here, coming back unexpectedly. You got this, and then brings kind of like that balance to you when every time it comes back. You're holding this person on a pedestal above everybody else. Um, yeah, Indigo Mermaid, she's really good. She's really cool. Um, so anyway, I feel like that you're putting this person on a pedestal, and to you, it feels like it makes sense because we have the Two of Fire here. Because with the Two of Fire, usually it's like Two of Wands, um, and with the wands side by side, that can create a type of portal in order for you to step through, right? But here we have, so almost like a partnership in a way. I let him go, but can't really understand what does he want. So let's ask the cards that real quick. I'm gonna put the angel deck down for a second. I'm gonna switch to my Raider Wake deck. We're gonna leave this here to kind of analyze this for a second. Um, what does he want? Tell me what he wants here. Tell me what he wants. Interesting. I got the King of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Death card in reverse. I feel like that he was looking for something materialistic. And I say that because the ten of Pentacles is usually about like living a long life, um, having everything that you needed. And, if I actually just flip this up around, there's a couple of dogs there with some children, some family playing, and then there's an old man here sitting in his home, surrounded by all the pentacles and lavish wear and stuff like that. It seems that he may have had a lifestyle that just wasn't going well with what you had going on. He had to put a stop to it and wanted to go somewhere else, perhaps. But there's things about you I think he probably wants to come back to, because I think he's still looking, even regardless with the person that he's actually with right now. Um, he's still looking, and I don't think he's really happy either. He wants this, like, not just stable, but he just like, to me it seems materialistic a little bit in terms of what he's looking for. And he probably thought he saw it. If it is another person, that's probably what it is, that he probably saw it in that other person. But um I feel like that he's probably just kind of pushing out his wings a little bit, to see what where the grass may be greener and stuff like that. And you know obviously with someone like that, you definitely don't want to be hanging around with them. That's kind of bad energy. And if I was to kind of maybe continue some cards for you in terms of what you can actually expect for yourself, um let's see here. So we have the Justice card, which I'll talk about in just a second. But we also have the Three of Fire, which is also the Three of Wands, and we also have the Ego, which is also if I'm not mistaken, what that card is. I forgot what it was actually in the Raider Waite deck, but it was the Major Arcana. I believe that is the Devil card. What I'm seeing here is that I think karma is going to come to you. And I say that because, it's not just because of the justice here. And it's actually going to be a very subtle one too. Something you won't actually even expect it. Something that you actually don't even see coming. When it does happen, your name is going to be all over it, but you're not going to witness it. However, though, for you as a person, to continue on with your life, keep working with whatever you're doing right now. I'm not sure if you're working on a relationship, if you're working on career, or just personal growth, stuff like that. Keep doing whatever you're doing, and you're going to let that kind of help you defeat these feelings that you're having for this person who's kind of coming in and out. And honestly, and this, you probably don't even need cards for this to even say this next part. You really don't need to have somebody like that in your life who's going to be, who's going to leave you high and dry, and keep coming in and out and stuff like that. That's pretty much like dangling a carrot in front of you. and you don't want to be dingling, let somebody dingling the carrot in front of you. That's pretty disrespectful. So you deserve a lot more respect than that. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, Tanya. Those are definitely tough. Okay, so we had Shay, Jay, and then Lorraine is on here. All right, so is MM still here? That was a long, long while ago. I'm gonna put a little reminder just in case MM decides to show up. Marie. Marie, did you want to ask a question, or do you want me to move forward? And yeah, Tanya, as far as karma goes, it'll definitely be good karma for you. For him, not so much. But like I said, you're not going to be around when it actually happens. But your name will definitely be written on it by spirit. So. Okay, so Marie, I don't see you here. I'll go back to you as well. Plus next to you as well. So Mermaid, I know you're active. I see you. Don't worry about Marie. We'll come back to her when she's around. So now it's time for Mermaid. Mermaid, can I have a reading, please? And you, I think that's the only question you asked. Oh, there's Marie. All right, Marie. I don't know if you ever watched The Kings of Comedy with Bernie Mac talking about milk and cookies. Some milk and cookies. He said it's so funny. I said to get some what? He said to get some milk and cookies. Oh, that's really nice of you, Marie. All right, Mermaid. Well, it looks like she's giving you the benefit here to go ahead and take her spot. So why don't you go ahead and start with your question? Milk cookies. If you were in my other chat, if you were in the other channel with Mermaid and Marie and I, we were talking a lot about agar agar. Coconut mango agar agar. It's delicious. All right, Mermaid. You're up. I wish my bandwidth is a lot better than this. Double check my network here. I am tarot reading right now. I'm on live. What?
Are you on live?
Yes. You posted. Oh, maybe I missed it. Don't know where you posted your question at. Would you mind repeating the question? Oh, what can I do to become famous and successful? Oh, that is a loaded question. All right. Let's see what we can do with loaded questions. Milk and cookies. All right. I'm feeling good tonight. Feeling good tonight. Okay. This is going to be a very interesting one. I really haven't come across that question before in terms of like, I mean, I've answered a, um, oh, I'm getting confused here. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks, Marie. I just confused myself. Okay. I thought you were asking the same question. Okay. So, yeah, as I was explaining though, I did answer um, the career question. However, though, because becoming famous and successful, it really depends on how you measure what is famous and successful. Um, um, let's take a look at these cards here real quick. Um, I got a really big sense from you right now. It's really really good. I feel like you're projecting right now. Like you're really like concentrating to open yourself to me, and I'm kind of feeling it right now. Um, First, we're starting off with the Six of Air. Then we have the Nine of Fire in reverse, and the King of Earth. Um, I think we're actually gonna need to go deeper. Sort of like Inception here. Cardception. We must go deeper. I don't know, Leo DiCaprio. I'll never let go, but we must go deeper into the mind. Okay, that was pretty cheesy. I'm sorry. So let's see here. The reason why I wanted to complete this spread here, because this is actually the first time I ever kind of answered this question, and I really want to make sure I answer correctly here. Um, all right, this is actually really cool, and I think you're going to really like this here. Um, and you decided to go with what you want. Interesting you said that because I actually looked at this right here at the very center, because what I was aiming for in this spread, because usually I go from top to bottom, I'll just draw in more cards and keep on talking, but I really wanted to get like a full picture here. And I'm going to read this across here, but I do want to skip forward just a little bit into the middle of what I want to say to kind of talk about what you said. You already decided what you wanted to go. And hey Sam, I got you on my list. Okay. All right. Now the King of Fire, we have that reverse. The King usually knows what they want, um, and they're very stable. They're very commanding, and fire. That's another symbol of wands. Fire is like a passion. So if we're looking at a King of Fire, this person is just like taking control of the passion. However, though, this is reversed. And at first, before you even said that to me, I was thinking that you were kind of like not really exactly sure where you wanted to go. But um, eh, further looking to what you just said, and then looking at this entire card deck right here, it kind of confirms what you said, that you've decided. And I feel it's very recent that you just decided what you wanted to do. Now, let's first take a look at this top deck here. Oh boy, is it blurry. And I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get some light here. Shed some light. Got a little lamp here. Let's see if that works. All right. So, um, first we have the six of air. You were unsure last year, and okay, that kind of makes sense. First, let's look at the top part. Um, let's see here. You have the Nine of Wands, and you have the King of Earth. I felt that you were actually very stable. Um, the passion was like we had this person upside down. Nine of Fire. If I was to look at that at the Raider Wake deck, like the picture talks about it's almost like a confusion. You weren't really confused, but you uh, probably didn't have all your ducks in a row, but you definitely were on the right track. You felt pretty successful, and you kind of knew what you were getting to with the King of Earth here. Like you were again with these two right here being successful, and with the Earth, you were starting to kind of like reap it in. Um, you found a good name for yourself. Excellent. So we have this about you right here. You're getting successful. Your passion wasn't 100% there, but um, there's a little bit of confusion. But the confusion was sort of like an ordered chaos. That's kind of how I'm taking it with this one. And then now we have the second row here. Um, we have here, you've made some decisions. Like we have the air and we have a major arcana, but we have the air and the fire, which is kind of a conflicting card here. But we kind of fell onto some little bit of uncertainty again, uh, because you made some choices, and which is good. Like you're kind of tested the field a little bit, and that's where I'm seeing this balance card right here. This balance card shows like an angel just kind of like magically using its powers to make things actually just work. And I feel that uh, like this at whatever this time was, you were really just kind of testing things out, see what kind of stuck to the wall. Then we have this final set down here below, and I'm gonna move this up forward so you can see it. We have the Unity card, which is sort of like a let me go back to my major arcana here. That was the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, if we were to look at this at the Raider Waite deck, he's almost like a priest, but not really a priest, but it's just like had a lot of beliefs. And I think that with the Hierophant, at least with this Unity card, um, you weren't I guess you at this point right here, again that uncertainty started to come around. But I think here actually instead of like losing faith, it was more like restructuring your faith. And this faith can be anything. Like it could be a part of your religion right now, or just like your faith in terms of like what your abilities are. And I felt that after this first line up here, where you had some success, just wasn't very passionate, still figuring it out. Then all of a sudden you tested a few things, had some failures, it didn't really come to work out. And then here, after all this has happened, you then started to come across, okay, um, maybe like some self-searching in a way. That's kind of what I feel with this Unity card here. Then you have this lovers and this experience card, which is also known as like the tower card. With this one, this number 16, and these are really really good things. Um, I feel that you had some tremendous support, which helped you change your vision about yourself. And not only did this help you change yourself, but it's giving you this confidence, this experience, this life experience. And then with the lovers and the life experience coming together, I think it's going to build a really new, strong experience. Now, this is kind of what I was getting to when I did the entire spread. What I like to do, and I think there's always something in every corner, right? I work in design, right? And in design, every little thing that you put into your animation or into your design work, graphic design, there has to be a purpose to it. There can never be an accident. And with that said, I think there's no accident that we can read these in different directions. I even had a really strange dream last night when I decided I will be famous because I'm going to make it happen. Well, that can definitely fall in line with this last line here. Now let's look at this real quick because this is almost like an open book if you think about this. Um, and this is actually kind of the first time I actually kind of did it in this particular way because this is a very unique question for me. Let's look at this in diagonal here. We have again the King of Fire, that uncertainty that I mentioned earlier, but then we have the King of Earth here and the Unity here. So it looks to me like if we look at this entire picture all together, we have this King. That's you. Um, it's just kind of like pulling this entire story, right? Um, and keeping things structured because that's what the king needs to do. It needs to keep structure. It needs to keep everything tied together. Um, if I look at this from this one diagonal here, I'm seeing something here in regards to, again, that faith, that change of faith, or this change of self reflection. Is going to lead to some type of success. We have the King of Earth up here. That's money. Um, we have the Six of Air coming down to the life experience. Again, trying new things, right? You're getting your name out there. Keep talking, keep buzzing around. Even with this reverse, we can look at this in a whole new light of this reverse King of Fire, taking this passion that you're going to learn with your communication, and it's going to build life experience. This Tower card that we have down here, and looking at this center column right here, Nine of Fire with the King of Fire, we have two fires come together, when fires come together, it makes a very big, I won't say issue because fire does grow when they come together, and therefore coming together with this Lover's card here, and it's definitely going to be something passionate that you're definitely looking to get into this new career or this type of success that you're looking at. I think that really, really, really focus on these last three cards that I have here. Keep searching yourself, right? Finding your new faith. Be open to your new faith about yourself or whatever you believe in, and definitely take on the strength of others. Shalanda, I'll definitely add you. Shalanda. Okay. And Jay. Oh, Jay's up there too. Okay. So yeah, take these three into heart. Okay. I'm gonna draw three more cards for you here to kind of see what you should do. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do the Raider Waite deck on this one because Raider Waite usually gives me something straightforward. Pew pew pew. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Very good sign here. I'm getting an excellent sign, and you know what? Just for that, I'm putting my love crystal right on top of this here. So, these last three cards, this is what you need to do as well in general. Keep working hard. This is the 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the 8 of Pentacles. Usually that's about like repetitive work and things like that. But you know what? Sometimes repetitive work can actually lead to something, right? But that also means that you need to really work hard at what you're wanting to do. Okay. This right here underneath is the 6 of Swords. Usually like leaving baggage behind. Like you're moving forward, but you still got some baggage. Leave it behind, right? And when you do, you're going to have that success. Okay. Now, with this reverse, I believe that you are going to move forward. And I think it's actually very easy for you because I think you've dealt with these issues for a while, that you're actually ready to let go. And it's not like how some people say, I need to work at it to let it go. I think in your sake, at least this is what my feelings are saying, that you're like, oh yeah, I can totally let go of that. That's no problem. Get rid of that excess baggage so you can move forward. And then you got the 6 of wands, which is like, again, a celebration. We have this person riding on this horse with the reef on the stick there, on his wand, and we have other people following him in celebration. So you are definitely riding on to pun intended, right? Definitely riding on to some success here. We have some really good things looking here for you, and I think whatever this dream is, uh, my personal opinion, aside from the deck, take lots of notes, lots and lots of notes, and do a lot of research. Again, do the work, and again, looking at your own faith, stuff like that. Don't let shit bring you down. I'm sorry to curse, but don't let competition get the best of you, because that can always be your own worst critic. Okay, and you need to study the competition out there and see what kind of edge you got on that competition, and you can totally do it. I believe in you. Okay, that was fun reading. And you're actually my first time actually doing this type of reading, um, where I actually did the full spread and I analyzed it from different directions. Something I've always wanted to try, and I didn't have I wouldn't say the opportunity, but I didn't see the need to do it in many other readings that I did, and now I did it. Huzzah! Okay. So we did have MM earlier, but MM is not peering. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove MM. Next we have Marie, and then we have Shay, Jay, Lorraine, Sam, and Shalanda. Excuse me. And if you do become successful, please come back over here and say, I got successful. I'm taking you all out to some, you just read my mind. Oh, not cheapskate. You take us out all to some cheesecake. Yay, your turn. Marie, your future is coconut, mango, agar, agar. Okay, next. I'm just kidding. Um, and Marie, I want to make yours a little bit extra special here, since you've been really supportive here. Your question. Ah. Okay, no problem. All right, so love reading. Coconut mango. Um, Ryan is a Cancer, and you are an Aries. What's coming forward in love, please? Let's give this card a good shuffle, shall we? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love? Or actually, more appropriate. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V. I'm feeling good. Okay. It's very, very extraordinary. E is any more than anyone that you adore and love. Oh, okay. I thought that'd be the love card. Okay. So let's see here. I don't know how to make Maria mod. How do I do that? Can I right click on that person? Oh, I sure can. I didn't know I could do that. We'll give that a little spin. All right, Marie. My little mod now. Since you've been very supportive, I really appreciate that. All right. So looking at you first, Marie, because I is probably aware. uh, and I'm sorry for the pause here because I'm just like reading into these cards here. So, and it's funny because you got all major arcana, which is really interesting to me. And I say it's interesting because usually I like to look more into like the minor arcana. Usually it takes more. Um, it actually has a lot more information, but I feel that you're a person who really admires their own like you're a person who really admires their own personal space. I feel that you admire your own personal space as well as I mean, like me time, a lot of me time. However, though, even with this me time, you're very outgoing because I see here the life experience is also the tower card. Even though tower card usually, it can mean either destruction or, building up upon a tower, stuff like that. Um, I feel that you like to climb up the ladder of life. Um, and you kind of do this on your own time too, when it comes to um, that personal space, that personal time, that me time you're talking about, that I'm talking about. The star here, which is an archangel, the star card usually is a story about a woman who's pouring a pitcher of water into a lake. However, though, the interesting about this picture is that oh, that's glaring. The interesting thing about the star card is that the woman, she's kind of standing over the pond, but she happens to be floating. It's like she's not actually falling into the water at all, which is, it can be some type of magic. It could be it can be some type of balance and stuff like that. And I think what that's telling me is that you're always on the pursuit of knowledge, um, growth, and transformation. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Because with the star card right here, like you're not settling. Like this definitely has a different meaning reverse, but to me something's telling me that you don't settle for what you learn. You find that information, you find what you how can I say this? You find out certain information and you go in and you explore it and you try to either disprove it. You have a very scientific way of looking at it, right? And I think that's what I see about the star card. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some other cards here for you. Pew pew. Pew pew. Okay. We have the Two of Air, which is also known as the Two of Swords, Queen of Water, and we have the High Priestess. Um, huh. I feel that in this relationship, well, I mean, actually, I don't know exactly what your relationship is with this Ryan person. However, though, um, I feel that whatever this relationship is that you have with this Ryan, it could be either a very distant relationship that we don't even know each other, or like a quick, like a small friendship, or whatever it is. There's no conflict. As a matter of fact, I feel something growing here. Uh, the first thing that actually comes to mind here, and this is kind of what my feelings are telling me. We have the Queen of Water here in the very middle. Again, a woman who knows what she wants. Again, with the Hermit and the life experience, and of course with the Star. But you have a Queen of Water. Queen knows what she wants, but the Queen is very much in control of her emotions. Um, and with that said, we have the Two of Fire, or it's gonna be the Two of Air and the High Priestess in reverse. This is telling me that there's no conflict. There's no other woman in his life. Yeah, not currently dating. That makes kind of sense. Because I just said like he doesn't have another woman in his life, and there's no conflict here, but there's a lot of feelings here, um, with you, and with this relationship that you have with this Ryan person. Um, wow, Marie, you're like super popular. Um, I'm not seeing anything here in terms of love, but what I am seeing here is something actually kind of growing that could possibly be love. And the reason why I'm saying that because I'm not seeing a whole lot of cups here. Usually cups kind of points to love. I do see a lot of passion. You have the six of fire here, and you also have the page of fire. Um, like I mentioned in the previous reading, with the six of fire being, uh, um, you know, celebration. You're kind of bringing in this victory and stuff like that. But we have the page of fire here, and the page is usually someone who's learning. Hey, Bree. Um, oh, wow. Thank you, Marie. I really appreciate that. Um, so yeah, with the page of fire in reverse, um, what the page usually stands for is like someone who, like, if we looked at this in medieval times, it's somebody who has a kid who is working to become like the squire, or at least a king's high servant. And usually a page, or even that a squire, is a very honorable position at the time. But the page has a lot to learn, a lot of growth. So um, what this is telling me here is that there's definitely a lot of passion with Ryan. There's really not much to learn about him. I think you might have already known what there is to know about him. Um, but even if you did get into a relationship, I don't think there will be much learning in terms of each other, because you probably already know him quite a bit. Um, and you have the Knight of Water, but this is in reverse. And to me, I think this is going to be sort of like a slow approach, with whatever is going to be developing. I don't see love, um, like super fast here, but there is definitely something there. Um, I definitely see a very strong relationship, something passionate. Um, you missed you. Yeah, you should totally miss yourself. You should love yourself. Um, I'm just kidding. So, but yeah, with this right here, I'm not seeing everything here about love. But let's look at this, like the last reading here. Let's pull this out and let's look at this from different angles, right? Okay, I think you're gonna like this. So Marie, absolutely, Bree. I'll get you on right now. And I see everybody else coming on too, so I'll definitely try to get you on as soon as I'm done with this. So I see here the Six of Fire, the Queen of Water, and the Star card. We have the Fire and the Water card, and what does that happen when you put the two together? You create some steam. Oop, you can't even see it either. You create some steam, right? And that can be um, a very very good thing, like a steamy romance, right? Um, but I think like with the two of you get together, like you know, like stuff starts to click, and then you start to like again the passion starts to steam. Looking up again, we got again steaming, but with this kind of going up here, up towards the center, we have the Page of Fire and then the Queen of Water going to this Hermit. Um, I think that if you were to pursue this hermit will kind of get phased out a little bit. That you'll start to spend less time with yourself and probably more in a duality. Um, And then we have the life experience coming down with the Queen of Water and the Knight of Water. Um, that's creating a huge body of water, a lot of emotions put together. And seeing that we have a knight, which is male, queen, female, um, uh, one is reversed, so there might be a little bit incompatibility, but I don't think that's going to be a very big issue because we have the life experience up here at the top, and I think that's going to bring on something positive to this body of water. Um, yeah, I think that's what it is. So, with that said, um, I think that you will. This will need a little bit of development. It's not going to happen too fast. However, though, uh, whatever this relationship is, keep nurturing it. Don't rush it, and just build upon it. But it seems that the steam is there, um, so enjoy that. He's water and I'm fire. Bring it on, water boy. Oh boy. Well, you know the pool boys, right? They be showing off the muscles, and you'd be like, mm-hmm, and you're like, mm-hmm, and that mm-hmm turns into uh-huh, and that uh-huh turns to that uh-huh. That's my mm. No, I'm just kidding. That was really bad. Okay. All right. Shay. Shay, Shay, Shay. Shay, Shay, Shay. Shay, 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 yay, 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 yay. Shane. No, not Shane of Fools, but you get it. Shay, are we here? I've got love on my mind, and there's nothing particularly wrong with that feeling I have inside. Thank you. Okay, Shay Note. I'll put a little. Okay, so I have here Jaywaka. Last call for alcohol. Last call for that agar, the coconut um, mango agar. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go check the door real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Um, okay. Huh? I don't know. Just Bacon acting like Bacon. Okay. Yes, my dog is named Bacon. So Jay, uh, Jay, you have your question. Bree, I have you down here right after Shalonda. But don't worry. Sometimes people will come on and off. Oh, and I need to get Roxy on here too. Roxy, Brenda. Pew, 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 pew. Any message from my spirit guides on my doctor's appointment. Okay. Spirit guide, spirit guide. Um, let's see here. That's a really interesting one. Haven't anybody asked about spirit guides, but let's see what we get. The Queen of Death and Cups. I got you, girl. Girl, her tea is hot. Okay. Now Marie could probably understand why I act like this in the other chat room, because I'm very energetic and kind of goofy like that. All right. Jay, Jay, come on, Jay. We gotta talk to them spirits today. Pew, 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 pew. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay. Um, my little broken chopstick here. Page of Water release, um, which is also known as a death card. Don't get scared. And then we have the Queen of Air. So, um, I feel as a person, and you as a person, is usually what my first three cards I usually get. Usually talks about the person who's asking the questions. Um, ooh, no tequilas here. Don't need that. Some of that tequilas. I just got over my stomach. Um, so the page of water. I feel that these cards are telling me that you're a person who's really in the seek of knowledge. I feel that that you're in this state of life right now that even with the Queen of Air, because the Queen is usually is very certain about what she wants, and there's always fertility and things like that with a Queen. But I feel like you're in this life where things kind of came not really to a halt, but you just kind of did like stop the nonsense, and then you've kind of like opened up your feelings to new ideas, to new relationships, to new experiences that you want to get into. I feel like this is who you're kind of shaping out to be. Um, let's get something about the situation here. We have a 3, we have a 3, and then we have a, let's see here, it's a 10, 11, 12. That's a 3. Interesting. So, um, I think numerology is really important here. And if we look at these cards right here, we have a 3 of Earth, and I'm sorry for the little glare there. If I could just kind of fix this, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so um we have the three of earth here, the three of earth, and then the three of air reversed, and then the knight of fire. Now, the knight of fire actually comes as the 12th card in the deck, or in the suit at least, right? And if we were to apply some numerology to this, we have three plus three plus three, because 12 is actually reduced down to three, which is also, adding this all together, we have nine. And nine is like one of those numbers, or at least threes and nines, because how I see it is that three is the power of creativity, right? It's a divinity type number, creation, life, things like that. It takes a mother and a father to produce a baby, the third, right? And I see that I see here. I don't know, because I honestly don't know what the severity of this, you know of this appointment that you have going on tomorrow. And just make sure I go back to that question here and make sure I understood that correctly. Jay. But yeah, I think I understood your you're trying to produce three babies. um if you're so anyway, let's go back to your question here. See, I'm getting here, we have two these cards upside down. We have a fire, and then we have the air. And I think it's, I mean, something's telling me that you went in for kind of something kind of maybe, life changing. And I think your personal thoughts is kind of fanning the flames here about this. Um, and I say that because we have the air and the fire, and if you apply air to a fire, that makes it, grow more, and it can even spread it. So I feel that, whatever the situation is, and it can be either minor or large. I believe that this situation that you're dealing with, you might have been fanning the flames yourself. That's what I'm getting from this, and it's probably caused some stress. You have the three of earth here, and you have something that's grounding you. Um, and three of earth also represents three of pentacles, and this is about like teamwork and stuff like that. Like you're coming together to build something. And I think that um I think something is grounding you to prevent from this to be fanned too much. But you have to be careful, because we have three destructive elements. Well, not destructive elements. We have three elements put together that can cause destruction. Um, Fire with the air. Air is fanning the flames of the fire, and then fire can also do damage to earth. Okay, and this is the kind of the thing I'm actually kind of, my feelings are kind of pointing out here, and to kind of put this story together. So whoever this person is, or whatever this thing is that's keeping you grounded, make sure that you don't fan the flames to where this anchor um kind of gets loose, and then all hell breaks loose, right? So if I was to pull some more cards here, do a quick shuffle here. Um, I think there's some good news on the way. Uh, Again, because I don't know if it's, I don't see anything here life threatening. I just see it as life changing, right? And we have the two of air here. Usually that's kind of about conflict. Can't make a decision. But I don't think that this is going to be a problem for you, because whatever is information you're going to get is pretty much going to be straight cut forward, and um, you know pretty much narrow at that point. However, though, we have the six of air, which is also known as the six of swords, and the lover's card. The six of swords is about, like, taking advantage of a situation. Um, something has happened, but you're picking up these pieces. And then of course you have the Lover's card, and but we have what I'm more focusing here on this Lover's card is like this angel's kind of opening up her arms, and jaw surgery. So that looks very certain right here, and I think that's kind of makes sense what this is. It's it is life changing, but it's not threatening, right? Hence, you just said it's your jaw surgery. You have the two of air here. There's really no buts about it, right? Um, but it is going to help you out. You're going to have a lot of support with this. So I don't think there's anything to worry about too much about this. Let's just kind of get another quick opinion about how the procedure is, and then we'll move forward to our next person. All right, this is good. So we have here the sort of like a person juggling the pentacles. We have somebody kind of walking away with the Eight of Cups. Usually, this kind of symbolizes the Eight of Cups, that you are kind of walking away from unfinished business. But this is not the case. This is pretty much kind of like sealing the deal, how I see it. Um, it's going to bring balance. You're just gonna get the job done, and then you have the Magician here, and I think with this right here, with this new jaw, I think something else is gonna come along your line, which it's kind of funny actually, because if I look at this card right here, because it's pointing down and up right here, if we look at this, it's pointing down at this Lover's card, and it's pointing up to this like the Queen card, or maybe even the Release card, and I think what's going to happen here is that what this pointing to, that and I think it's more pointing towards this Queen card actually, the Queen of Air, the Queen of Swords, that once you get your jaw done with the surgery, this is going to turn upright for you, and then you're going to be more like certain about yourself. You're going to be very outgoing and stuff like that. Well, and coming to see that's a jaw, you know, surgery, you probably have to get a chance to talk some more, more than what you probably wanted. People are like, "Oh man, can we like undo that surgery, please?" No, I'm just kidding. But but I think that this jaw surgery is actually going to kind of open your mind. Actually, I think it's going to make you. I don't know. I think it's going to unlock something. That's actually what I'm getting at. It's going to unlock you um, to some new potential. All right. Very, very cool. That was a fun read. Shay, you're back. So Shay, um, yes, we did call you earlier, but you weren't around, so I put a little check mark for you. I even sang a song for you. Okay. All right, and I do apologize for the delay here. I'm gonna actually put this in the chat too. Okay, so let's get Shay on the line. Shay, Shay, Shay. Well, I hope it was good food. Pew, 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 pew. Oh, thank you, Ricky. How does Dre feel about me right now? Dre. This is a pretty good quick one we can do for you. Positive energy. Gotta infuse my cards with positive energy. Let's do this. Trying to think of a song for Shay. Shame, oh, little down dirty shame, kicking it flat like you ain't no thing. Shame. No, not shame. Um. Okay, Shay. Oh, thank you, Marie. I haven't done that one. Marie. All right. Shay, let's do this. Are you ready, girl? I'm ready. I'll do a quick little 3-card here for you. I wonder if it's something if I keep getting all these major arcana cards. Um, 9 of water, which is also the 9 of cups. We also have the lovers and the hermit reversed. Now, I think there is definitely a lot of emotions here, with this with Dre. And however, though, and I need to get some more cards here for this. I'm just kind of getting like an early, intuition. See what my feelings have to say about this, but something's telling me that you're definitely a couple, but you're not at like I don't know something tells me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it flat out, and correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, I just feel that there's it's not true love. There's love there, but it's not true love, and you definitely love spending time with each other though. I think that like you get every moment you can find to spend with each other. Because you have the hermit here, and the hermit's usually a single person. Like the hermit's usually like on a journey to find themselves, stuff like that. But I'm kind of using this symbolism to kind of tell me that that you're not really not looking, but you're not really spending too much time apart. You're more like together a lot. Let's push this up. Get a couple more cards here. Yeah, that kind of makes sense because I did mention like there's feelings there, but it's not love. Like you're not in love with each other, but there's love there. Um, I think you guys spend a lot of time with each other, and there's definitely a lot of emotions there. Happy emotions. Absolutely happy. Little chicklet, we'll get you on there. I'll reorder the list as soon as I'm done with this reading. So we have the Knight of Fire, the Awakening. That's a major arcana, and this is almost like the like I think the 12 is actually like the major arcana of the Hangman, if I'm major arcana 12, and that one is the Hangman, and we're more friends right now, and we're long distance. That makes even more sense. Um, I don't see him. Um, yeah, I'm not seeing much of love here, or like if that's what you're looking for in terms of how he feels about you. I see more friendship, and these are what these cards are actually kind of saying to me is friendship. Um, I mean, if this was real, if he really truly felt for you, and I really don't need cards to kind of explain this to you, but and this is kind of comes as common knowledge, or not common knowledge, but maybe a little bit of common sense, and I mean that respectively and lovingly. That if a person really wanted to be, felt so much for you, then they would probably definitely make some opportunities to come see you more. Um, if they don't, then obviously, they're probably accepting whatever they have and just kind of going with the flow of where they're currently at. And, again, there's very little ambition there in terms of the future for that type of person. And I kind of see that also here. We have the Knight of Fire. Knight's very fast paced with passion, but this one's in reverse. So we're not looking at very fast paced here. Um, Definitely looking at things though. I mean, I think maybe recently you have been you're becoming a little bit more successful, I think, and therefore it's kind of turning his head a little bit, maybe. And maybe he might have said something that kind of caught his attention, that talked to you, which spurred to you to ask this kind of question. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that's kind of what I feel that's happened. Like you said, oh, something happened to me at work today, or whatever this successful thing has happened to me. And that's what's going on in my life. And he's probably like, oh, this girl's got it going, and kind of turned his head a little bit, and maybe with his newfound recognition within you about this new success, may have probably sparked something new within you, to say, I wonder if he has feelings for me, if he's kind of talking to me in a different way. So to kind of complete this story here. Um, Ooh, yeah. This is so the cards right now are telling me to not really pursue it. Um, and to kind of further explain this, I can't tell you as to the why, which will actually I'll ask these other cards about that. But we have the Five of Air, which is again kind of not really conflicting. It's just like taking, you know, it's like something has happened to where um, this person who's been part of this Five of Air saga, like a war has happened, but then he's kind of picking up and gloating about it and kind of excavating what has happened and taking advantage of the scene and stuff like that. Um, but I see it as, I'm just seeing in this right here. It just immediately tells me just keep it at friendship. I don't think there's anything else going to be happening with that. You have the Six of Water here, which is very prominent for me because look, check this out, and this is really interesting. You have the Nine of Water up here at the top left with the Awakening, and the Six of Water right here in diagonal. And to me, this is saying that we have the Nine of Water, which is you you have your success, like I mentioned, turning his head. This is the card that's kind of holding this story together, right? This is what's kind of caused this. Oh wow, this is really cool. Check this out. This is actually really really neat. We have this card here right in the middle, the Hangman, which usually means about like kind of looking at things in a different perspective, right? We have all that this is happening here, and it's all due to the fact that your perspective within him, like let me rephrase that, his perspective of you has changed, therefore causing all this right here, right? So you have this Nine of Water with this change of perspective, and really it should just lead to the Six of Water, which is about like kind of like holding on to childhood memories, reminiscing the past. And I really think that you should just keep it with that. Just keep it with reminiscing the past with him. And, if he decides to kind of, get together with you and chill, keep it a chill. Don't take it any further than that because you don't want to regret it. Um, we have here the Five of Air going up towards the center again, the Awakening to the Hermit. Again, like something's happening here. Something happened that caused this to, again, to change the perspective. And now he's, no longer leaving you alone. Like he's, now talking to you a little bit more. So this is really interesting how this is kind of seen. We have the Nine of Fire again. It's reversed in this case. To me, it's like, even with this perspective, there's no passion the lovers is really just friendship. So that's what I see here. And you know, let's let's look at a quick like, you know, relationship card for you to see what's out there, because maybe, you know, everybody's always looking for um you know, new love out there, right? So um okay, so straight and forward for you, Shay, to kind of close this up. um Looks like you have some unfinished business, and I think it might be because of this. So, and I think the unfinished business is actually just more like relies into you. So just kind of close that chapter, you know, keep it in a friendship and stuff like that. And if he wants to take it further in a relationship and stuff like that, then he needs to kind of like, you know, kind of make that extra step to kind of show initiative, because I feel in my feelings for you, I feel that you're willing to actually take those steps if it comes to it and if you really feel like it. But um um don't don't put your heart on your sleeve. Then you need to balance yourself out. So after you you know, you're done with this unfinished business, balance yourself out, and then all your wishes are going to come true with this the Nine of Cups. All right. So I hope that was helpful to you, Shay, and entertaining to others. You're very welcome, and I hope it also made sense to you too. Okay, so we go back to the list here. We got a lot of new people here. We took care of Shay. Next, I have Lorraine, Sam, Roxy, Shalonda, Bree, Brenda, Queen of Death and Cups. We also have Happy, Chiclet. Um, we also have Moon, Empress. Crystal, Lavender, and Leo Fire. Wow, that's a lot of people. I've had this many people before. And while we are waiting, I'm going to take a quick little hit here, a little break, and I shall return in the next few minutes. I really appreciate everybody here. You've been super awesome to me. This has been such a fun experience. I'm not going away, just taking a quick break. That way we can continue all this cool tarot goodness. Okay? Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. First, because I haven't done this yet tonight, I'm going to burn some incense for y'all. Incense, incense, perfect for the soul. Incense, incense, perfect for the soul. Okay. Okay, there we go. Whew. All right, so we have Lorraine up next. So Lorraine, this one is what is the name of this? Sage. Duh. It's Sage. Empress, Empowered Goddess. I still have you here, if I'm not mistaken. You look familiar. Oh no, it has Moon Empress. So, I haven't seen you yet, Empowered, but I'm gonna go ahead and put you in here. And don't worry, because sometimes people will, leave and skip, so things can move forward. All right. Lorraine going once. Lorraine going twice. Lorraine, you're not sold, but I'm going to put you on a little marker here just to, kind of help save your place here. Sam. Mr. Sam. Sam I am. Mr. Sam. I don't see Sam on the board here under participants, so I'm going to put a plus there too as well. See, look at that. We're already going down the line. Roxy. Roxanne. Roxanne. Do we have a Roxanne in the room too? Let's keep it on participants here. Oh, wait. Sam, there you are. Sam Ram. I didn't see you there. Okay. So we got Sam. My Taurus X and I, Pisces, of nearly 3 years, broke up 3 months ago due to poor timing and long distance. I was wondering if we reconcile anytime soon, or if I should let this connection go. Ooh. I'm gonna go to Raider deck for this one. And I'll recharge my Angel deck. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. It's all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't want to have to go where you don't follow. I don't want to back again. This passion inside, I can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Don't make me close one more door. Okay, that's enough of that. All right. So, Sam. So, Sam, this first line here kind of I'm gonna have to save your question here so I can look back at it, make sure I'm not forgetting what you're saying here. So so this top row here is kind of matching in terms of what you just said right here, that that you've bad timings and things like that. I feel that you had a very stable home with this person. Um, excuse me. Very stable. You both had great communication. It was very empathetic communication between the both of you. Um, however, though, we have here the chariot at the very end, where usually the chariot is about like proceeding forward with your goals. However, though, there is like um, friction there a little bit, because sometimes the two animals pulling the chariot is moving in two different directions. Now, with this reverse though, how actually I'm actually seeing is that this whole line right here talks about like a blissful kind of relationship. There was no friction. The path was kind of straight with this one. You had great communication, and you actually had it almost seemed like you probably had everything that you wanted in this. Um, oh wow, this is really interesting. So again, it continues talking about you. I think this is about the relationship. This is about you. Um, we have a naked woman here, right, who's pouring some water on both land and in the river here. We also see like a foot, kind of on top um, of the lake, and kind of symbolizing like making the impossible possible. And I feel that this is kind of who you are in this relationship. The the other person in this relationship would be, so this is you, the star. This is him, the pentacles. At least I assume it's a him. Um, him or her, either one of the two. But your partner, what's called the partner. The partner was kind of like new. I feel like this partner was kind of new to the whole game. Um, of Oops, did I just save that? Good lord. I didn't mean to save that. But yeah, I just feel that he was learning, and you were already kind of knowing what you're doing, but both of you still brought like stability. Like, there was some balance here. Um, however, though, at the very end here, I feel like this is actually kind of telling me a story here, more about in terms of what happened in your relationship. Um, again, you had the happy home, but then it got turned upside down. Like, some things were said. Um, opportunities took its place in the middle of this, and therefore split this home. We have the Ten of Cups here in reverse. So, um, let me see if this is what he wants. If he wants to reconcile. We have a 2, a 9, and a 11. Can we do some numerology with this here? So we have 11, which is 2, 9, that brings us 20, 22. So and it comes out to an even 4. I think he wants stability. However, though, and I don't know what triggered me to go into numerology with this one, but reducing these numbers in these cards, I'm coming up with 4, and there's no confliction. He doesn't want to be alone. So I think that there will be a possibility for you to reconcile, but there's no timing here. Um, I don't see anything about time. And if I was to kind of maybe further go into this without losing the direction of what these cards are trying to say, um, yeah, I'm just getting gibberish at this point. Um, or actually, not necessarily. I mean, we have the Knight of Wands here, which is pretty fast paced. But again, it still doesn't really tell me too much on time. So I think that to answer your question, will you reconcile? I think the answer is yes. But if I was to look at the overall theme of this entire thing, um, if I was to read this in this direction here, because there's always a direction, um, like something that always explains things in different ways, and I think that obviously, and this is definite, but uh, more communication is going to be needed in order for you to bring together. Um, it seems that this whole story is revolving around him, the partner, with his Page of Pentacles, because this is him. And I feel that everything around it is actually you. Uh, that's what my feelings are saying. And I think that he kind of depended on that a little bit. He depended on you in terms to provide the stability that he looked for in a partner. So I think there's ability of reconciling, but as far as time, I don't see anything here fast paced, except that one night card. But give it a little bit of time, because you said you broke up 3 months ago. Ooh, and I'm seeing some shadow people. Interesting. Um, but yeah, there's take your time with it. Because if the thing is, if you reconcile is such a big thing, and again, it doesn't really take a lot to figure how things work in life, but obviously talking it and keeping things like on a back burner will actually kind of help. Don't force it, because it seems to me that if you do force things, with him being a page, that can be very intimidating. So I think that you should definitely take your time in keeping this relationship together. Um, and I believe it will actually come back to you. Um, so good luck on that, and I hope that helped you out, that information. Okay, so I just took care of Sam. Yeah, shadow people. My house is semi-haunted. Although even though I do see shadow people, um, uh, they're not threatening to me. So, um, okay, Roxy's not here. No, I'm just kidding. I see you, Roxy. All right. No, shadow people are not bad per se. It really depends. Like, the only reason why I call them shadow people, because that's all they do. They cast shadows. You always have to remember that your energy can always outweigh what they do to you. Because people are the only ones that can really hurt you. Okay, that's the only thing I can think of, and that's the only thing I believe in. Actually, I do believe in spirits. I do believe in energies, things like that. But I believe that these spirits come from different places, and there's different types of entities, and there's definitely, like, I would say evil ones, but there's definitely bad energies that are out there. Hence why I have my my black obsidians and stuff like that around me to ward off that kind of bad energy. But um oh, okay, thanks, Marie. And so yeah, I don't think uh shadow people are bad. You just gotta talk to them, let them know that, hey, I if you're bad, I don't want you in this house. Just have a civil conversation, and just you know make sure that you understand yourself and your abilities to not be influenced by them. Okay. um so Roxy, Will 2020 be better for me? 2019 was terrible. Okay. Your secret loves. Why don't we tell somebody? Your secret loves never last as long. Your secret love. I can't be no secret, baby. It's tearing my heart. All right. Yeah, you can have tarot cards. All right, Roxy. 2020. Um, you know what? I think it is actually going to be a good sign for you. Reason why is I make sure I got my live stream still going here. Yep, perfect. Reason why I say this because I'm looking here at the dead center. Something told me to put out the spread immediately, and something here in the center. We have the Two of Air, which is usually a conflict card. It's in reverse. I don't think there's going to be any conflict coming in your way. Um, excuse me. Um, with that said, with this Two of Air that's sitting here, or like the Two of Swords, with this no longer being a conflict or whatever that was holding you back, I see it as making you more of an adventure seeker. I say that because you have the hermit here. Usually, the person likes to be by himself, but now, and I think you've probably been by yourself all this time. But now that you no longer have this conflict coming into 2020, you're going to actually start becoming a little bit more adventurous. Um, you're going to be in tune with your emotions. Um, I think you're going to start exploring some new emotions for yourself. Um, let's see here. And it's funny, we have the release card, which is also like the death card in the Rider Waite deck. But if it looks like it's telling me here that if you let go of whatever this conflict was in 2019 and then kind of like focus on what you want, really what you want. And I think it's more about like pampering yourself actually, because you haven't pampered yourself enough. And I think that's kind of what you need. You need something to kind of stimulate your ego a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with having a boosted ego. That's what kind of hits our abilities to become more you know more, not positive. What's what I'm looking for? Like confident about yourself, right? So, excuse me. Um, we also have the Page of Earth here and the Ten of Air. Now, this is really actually really cool because the Page of Air. So again, Page, as I mentioned earlier, is like these are like squire kids, right? Who are learning to become, to work up that noble chain of command. But the Page here, like to me, it seems like that you're. Don't take this the wrong way when I say this, but I think you're a well seasoned person, and so there's really nothing for you to really learn here. Um, because even with you wanting to learn something new, that just kind of adds on to stress, right? So you really don't need that. So, um, there's nothing for you to learn, um, you know, physically. That is, Ten of Air. it's almost like a bittersweet ending because it shows in the Raider Waite deck that a guy getting stabbed to death, but um, I think you're kind of over it. That's kind of what I'm getting from here. So there's nothing really for you to learn here. You're kind of over it. Just go on like this little dream trip or like something that you've been probably wanting to be doing for a long time, but you never really did it, either because it's money or something like that. Spend the money, okay? Um, would you say she's oh, I wouldn't say jerk because it's Jamaican seasonings, but oh boy, I just walked into that one, didn't I? So yeah, I think that with this dreamer card, there's something in the path that you really want to do. Oh, you're Pisces, the same as my partner. Um, but with this, spend the money. Okay, you might have been hanging. It doesn't really say that you're you're in poverty or you don't have a whole lot of money, but you know I think you have the ability to spend a little bit of something on yourself, and I think that's what this dreamer is all about here at the very end. This kind of told me a little bit about what you've been going through and what you need to do, and so with this dreamer card here, um, do you I think you had this like in your, not want to say bucket list, but I think you had this like on your checklist and in terms of what you want to do, and so um do it. Be the dreamer. Be the dreamer and do what you wanted to do for a while. Awesome. Hope that was helpful. And I think and Roxy, I know it probably didn't really. I don't need. I don't. I need all the money I can get. I am. I am the dreamer. All Pisces are. um, just spend. Just don't be afraid to spend just a little bit on yourself. Or at least go get something that really makes you happy, like a piece of food or something. Or if you want to go see Disneyland, yeah, definitely. Like try to make it happen for yourself. Make it a goal for yourself to do what you want to do. And even if it's not, if it's beyond your reach, then try to aim for something else that's going to be closer to for you to reach, but also genuinely make you happy. That'll actually kind of turn that frown upside down. And sorry for the pun there, but it's true. All right, so Roxy. I want to go to the new Star Wars ride that they have in Disneyland. But man, I mean, I feel Roxy on this one. It is like super expensive over there. Like I think it's like at least a couple $100 just for an adult. Like wow. Um. All right, Shalonda. Let me take a look at my participants here. Who is in our participants? Do we have Shalonda? I don't see Shalonda. Yay! Thank you, Roxy. I'm so happy. Ricky, absolutely. And we also have we got some new people here. Nickel, Karen, and Jasmine. Ah, there you are, Shalonda. I see you. Okay. What will happen to me for the next 4 months? Did you see me traveling? Interesting. I haven't done this one, and I actually feel very energetic and very happy right now. So I'm gonna try this with you. I'm gonna do the pendulum, um, and I believe the actual common, and I'll do some cards with you too. But the pendulum is actually pretty interesting. It's supposed to channel your energy through the chain, and this will actually swing. And this is actually all the colors of the chakra. So I usually use the term of like, you know, clockwise being yes, counterclockwise no, and then other directions we'll figure it out. Okay, so and now we're gonna go ahead and clear this energy. Oh no, I did touch it. Hold on. All right. All right. So let's see here. Uh, Shalandra, do we see you traveling in the next 4 months? Shalandra. Well, signs are pointing to yes. I'm getting a clockwise motion here. So signs are looking good so far, Shalanda. So let's draw a few cards for you here, and I hope you're excited as I was because actually that you're actually my very first person who I used the pendulum on, and that was actually a lot of fun. That felt pretty cool. All right. Um, wow, a lot of new people coming in here. As soon as I'm done with this reading, I'll reorder the list for everybody, and then we'll continue. Oops. Oh wow, a whole bunch of cards just dropped. Let's see what that's all about. Hmm. And yes, you know what? I now that just you mentioned it, Bree, Marie totally did her thing. I want to do a big shout out to Marie. She is my moderator. I made her moderator. Ciao. Um, and if you know if she was responsible for all of you coming here tonight, you know I really much thank you, Marie, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate what you did here. With only knowing me at least, you know, less than one night, talking about coconut, mango, agar, but which is good, by the way. For those of you who are looking for um, you know, a vegetarian version of Jello, because as we all know, Jello actually uses bone meal. Um, agar is actually a vegan alternative to Jello, and it gives you the exact same consistency as Jello, but you can actually add your own stuff. Oh my god! Look at all this love. Agar. All right. So let's bring our focus back here. Now I usually don't do four spreads, but four cards came out, so I only feel fit to actually keep it even here. Um, um, I feel that you're an extrovert for some reason, Shalanda. And correct me if I'm wrong. Um, I feel like you're kind of an extrovert. Like you really like to talk to people. You really like to be known and get out there. And the reason why I say that, um, we have the Page of Swords here. You know how to talk. Um, oh, thanks, Marie. Um, you know how to talk. And we have the Sun, which is usually pretty good when it's upright. In reverse, it just means that you're kind of beyond the child's play. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. So you already know what to say. You don't take lip from anybody. Um, you're like a grown person. Like there's no child's play with you. you definitely take advantage of situations, um, but you don't like to be alone. Uh, that's one thing that you actually don't like to do. I think with you, there's always never a dull moment, and I think with you, you always like to do things in pairs, at least a pair, minimum. Um, uh, I see that there is opportunity coming your way. I mean, the tower usually, usually shows a picture of somebody like falling out of the tower with the destruction, but with this reverse, like I'm being drawn to the pictures, the imagery. These people are rising up, so I think that something's going to come your way to bring some success to you, um, and it's going to kind of give you some like huzzah moments, like some really cool celebration towards you. It won't necessarily be like the lavish lifestyle that you probably want, but um, I think that something is going to happen to you soon. That's going to, you know, bring some small amount of success, but I think you still need to work at it. Let me pull out some more cards here. Um, Please correct me if I'm wrong, Shalonda. Were you? Something tells me that you are not in a relationship. That you probably previously had a relationship. Um, and this might have happened a long time ago. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. That way I can make sure I read these correctly. Because for some reason I'm getting here something about a relationship. And just, let's see here. I just wish that my audio wasn't so delayed. Shalanda, are you still with me there? Okay, so you are in a relationship now. So that would actually explain what's going on here. The reason why I thought that maybe there might have been, like you might not have been in a relationship because of this reverse cups here, but uh, then that kind of flips the script. I think that this relationship actually might have been a long one for you then, and because the reason why I say that because we have the Ace of Cups, which is usually about like newfound relationship, new types of success, but it's not really anything new in this relationship. Um, and uh, there might have been lack of adventure, I think, in this relationship, which probably what prompted this entire thing. I think. Um, and the reason why I say lack of for 16. Oh, you're married. Well, okay, that brings it definitely more perspective. Um, um, I'm just getting a sense like this relationship somehow there's nothing really new going on, and there's probably no adventure happening, and which probably prompted this entire thing. So, um, let's 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 pack this up here real quick. I'm gonna do a quick 3 card answer for you, in terms of what you need to do. I mean, the pendulum did say that you are going to travel soon. I just don't know where that is. Um, and my feelings are probably telling me to light a firecracker under your husband's butt, you know, and get him out there because that's all he really needs. It's just a little firecracker. Firecracker. Papa, papa! Dang it, wife! What you think you're doing? You're going with me to Disneyland. All right. Yeah. Um, there could be. So, um, let's draw three more just in case. Okay, I believe that this adventure that you're seeking might occur just with yourself, for now, at least. Um, and I think something's gonna come along your way. Actually, and I mentioned it earlier, you have the Ace of Wands here and a Page of Wands. Um, this is about like a new opportunity coming to you, along with the Page of Wands, which is uh, uh, learning as you grow kind of thing. And then we have the High Priestess, and we also have the Hermit right above each other too. And I think this is going to be like a maybe a single journey for the time being, but um, yeah, I think that whatever this opportunity is going to come by, it will actually manifest into like maybe a single trip for you. And I think that little single trip for yourself is what's going to cause your husband to kind of like, oh, I want to do that too, right? And it may be far, it may be nearby, or within a significant amount of difference, distance at least. But I think that this trip will actually happen with just you, maybe a friend, but I think it's just going to be you, first, um, and then your husband will join you, and then you'll find that's probably find that new spark within your relationship with him. So I hope that was helpful. And entertaining because I actually got to use the pendulum. Pendulum. Okay. Shalonda. Okay, we have Bree, Brenda, Queen of Death, Happy Chicklet, Moon Empress, Crystal Lavender, Leo Fire, Curtis McGeary, Empowered Goddess, Ricky, Nickel, Karen, Jasmine. Who else am I missing? Because I'm seeing a lot of people come in here. I see Denton, Spiritual Baddie, Catherine Moranta, Karen E. Mitz. I love dark chocolate. And I want to make sure I got all the... Oh, Michelle. Well, obviously, Michelle. I mean, come on, we have to add you in here. I mean, good lord. I'm just kidding. Um, all right. So I think right now we have Breezy. Okay. Dark chocolate. What's that one song that reminds me of? I want some tall brown sugar. Oh. Oh yay, it's Marie. You can take me off the list. I'm on my two accounts. Oh, okay. Well, if you want me to keep you on there, Marie, I could definitely do that, for you. Okay, Bree. My platform I'm using is OBS Studio. It's super cool. Um, change how things look on here. I can add some cool graphics. I used to have, if you actually take a look at my previous live streams, I actually did some pretty cool stuff where I showed the card in picture view. Um, but yeah, really cool stuff. I plan to build out my channel again, along with this live stream as soon as I get my new camera going. So, but yeah, all right, Bree, what's coming forward in love from Mark Cancer, and I. This question sounds very familiar. I want some tall brown sugar. Oh, I just wish I knew the words. You know, just for that, while I shuffle, we need to get some vibes going on in this. Can I hear it? Nope, that's not it. No. Oh, here it is. D'Angelo. Hello. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I'll play it again next time when I have a louder speaker. Okay, so, Bree. Oh, you stole it from Marie? Hey, you know, Marie, if you ever want some help, because I do live streams all the time, not just with this, but for my company and stuff like that. So I think any computer is capable of doing this stuff. You just got to know how to use it, and or even, you know, make some small tunes and tweaks and stuff like that. I really think you can actually get it working again with OBS Studio. OBS Studio is really lightweight. So, okay, so Bree, was that actually your really true question you wanted to ask, or did you want to ask something else? Okay, so let me go back again. What's coming forward in love for Mark and I? Okay. Is Mark your tall brown sugar? Mm-hmm. Does he make you go, ah? Maria, I hope to see you soon. And thank you very much for all that you've done here today. Hmm. You're the brown one. He's tan. Well, you know, but tan and brown together makes that brown sugar. And you know what tastes good with brown sugar? Some of that oatmeal. Mm-hmm. So I'm seeing here. Uh, personally, I'm not seeing much on the love aspect of it, but just more like I'm gonna have to do another reading because for some reason I feel like that this is actually talking more about just about you two instead of the actual relationship itself. Um, Ooh, about to make a cookie. Um, does that mean you guys are making a baby? Oh my goodness. Um, I mean I don't see much about like love blossoming. I mean, there's definitely some feelings there, and um, I think this, but I don't think it's really talking about the relationship. I think it's talking more about you two in general. Um, yeah, see, that's kind of why I'm looking at this. I see your TF. What's a TF? Tall fine. I don't know what that is. Uh, I'll call it tall fine. Um, you're tall fine. He's your tall fine. All right. I like my tall fine too. I'm just kidding. So, um, I see here. Okay, first of all, let's get down to business. I have the Seven of Earth, the Hermit, and the Ten of Earth. Now, um, I see that there's been some, work with this relationship, and I mean, like, it could be like, oh, twin flame. That makes sense. Um, tall, fine, twin flame. Um, when I say that relationship, I mean like it could be whatever relationship it is, platonic, love, whatever. But I just think that this relationship was built to where you two are no longer like apart from each other. Um, it's still a little rocky. Like sometimes I think you guys get into like little spats or something, maybe. But it's like, but even with the spats at the end, you get together. We have this Three of Water here, which is Three of Cups, which is like a celebration, So even with this, like the little spats that you might have, you might come together like, oh, what the hell, Either it might be like a friends with benefits kind of thing, or you just get together and have a nice meal, and it's water, excuse me, water under the bridge. Um, this last one kind of talks about like you have the release down here, a Two of Earth, which is also the Two of Pentacles, and the reverse Queen of Water. And I think that um, my feelings are telling me don't let this balance die. Um, he's not in touch with his feminine side, and I think that's something that I think that's what you both are going to need. Um, we are currently only communicating on Facebook, but he hasn't hit me up since November. Yeah. Um, like I said at the very end here, don't let it die out. Keep it balanced with him. He needs a feminine quality to him. Have you ever been in the same room with him before? Let me see if the cards else have to say about this. Let's look at this in the different angles here. Um, I'm not seeing. So here's a weird thing. In a reunion, so I see here in the middle here we have this balance card, which is in reverse, and I let's see here. Ten of Earth. Don't let it go. Okay, this is what I'm seeing. Don't let it go with the relationship. That's what this bottom deck, the bottom part, is saying here. But don't also work too hard in this. Um, don't work too hard. But even with you not working too hard, you're going to have a pretty pleasant, life about it. So I guess it's like don't lose sleep over it kind of thing. Um, and it's funny because I actually have a pentacle, a pentacle and another pentacle in a triangle format right here. And trying to see if it makes sense out of this for it being in a triangle, because I actually find that pretty curious. Because usually triangle, like again, it's a set of three, and usually the triangle also, it's like, in the shape of the womb in a way. I think this really is kind of saying that maybe you need to kind of focus, maybe not so much if there's, if something's going to happen between you and Mark, but just keep the relationship here, where it's at, nurture it, don't work too hard on it, but really focus on yourself. Because I think you haven't done that in a while. And he was in a relationship before, so I never hooked up with him, though I wanted to so badly. Yeah. Um, that would kind of explain also why the scatter here and why I'm a little confused, because the tension can really upset some things, especially if you really want somebody so bad, even though they're with somebody else. Um, I think you should probably start loving yourself a little bit. Um, and what I mean by that, like, pamper yourself to kind of, break the tension, and maybe, really love yourself, like, and I think that'll kind of, help you in this situation to kind of, feel better, about the tall fine, and, um, but still nurture the friendship, because you may never know, you know, but if this was only like on over Facebook, try to see how you can get it to be like a real life, like in person kind of, experience. You definitely don't want to just keep it digital, or else you're gonna, yeah, it's gonna be sad. But um, let's ask Raider Weight Deck here. Just one last question here, or not one last question, but maybe, what to expect out of this, perhaps. Yeah. So we're getting some reverses, a lot of reverses here. So unless he really wanted something to happen, then he needs to make that move, in my personal opinion. But according to the cards, keep it nurturing on the friendship level. Love yourself, okay? And it's pointing to a female figure, which is the womb, this shape of this triangle here. Love yourself. Love yourself physically, mentally, and love yourself, okay? And I think that will kind of help, you know, uh, yeah, tall fine always cheers up. Um, maybe you just might find a new tall fine, because one thing I think for sure is that if you just stay yourself, as everybody else always says it, um, if you just, oh, did I cut off somebody? Ooh. I apologize if I skipped anybody. Because I'm kind of jumping into this conversation and not exactly sure um, if I missed something, but I do apologize if I have. Anyhow, so yeah, Bree, just to kind of conclude that, um, I've tried. So I tried. Uh, all he wanted was sexy time, but plus he left me on read, so I refused to hit him up. So, Bree, I if you want to keep it as a friendship, keep it as a friendship. But I don't. I mean, like the card said, I really don't see it blossoming any further than that. Just keep it as a friendship for now. Love yourself and find yourself a new tall fine, because that's what you deserve. Okay. Oh, speaking of which, Brenda, thank you very much for telling me that. Brenda. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down the list real quick. Roll call. Shibuya. Shibuya, roll call. Your name is Brenda. Yeah, and next is Queen. Yeah, and now it's Chiclet. Yeah, and then Moon Empress. Roll call. Shibuya. And then Crystal, Leo Fire, Curtis, Empowered, Ricky, Nickel, Karen, Jasmine, Denton, Catherine, Karen, and Michelle. All right. All right. So, how does my Scorpio twin flame feel about me currently? We had a dispute a couple days ago, and I stopped responding. No, I'm never keeping secrets, and I'm never telling lies. I wanna make it up to you. If you wanna go, I want you to know, girl, that I understand it, but I don't recommend it. Pray God you may call. I'll stand outside this woman's work. This woman's work. Oh, it's hard on a man. Okay. Absolutely. Emily? Now his part is over. Of the fire. Okay. I know you've got a little life in your left. Yeah. This kind of explains it, doesn't it? Okay. So, Brenda. Um, I'm definitely seeing the conflict here. Um, First, I'm seeing like a lack of the first word that just popped in my head right now, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that there was like a sense of like a mistrust here somewhere or something like that. Maybe it was like a lack of trust in something, perhaps. Um, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong about that, but there is a conflict and a lot of judgment going back and forth here. And I think this, whatever this conflict was, it was really unexpected, at least on your part. It was probably like maybe sprung at the moment, like, oh, hey, I did this. You did what? I can't believe you just did that. Oh, I can't believe I just did that too. I'm so sorry, kind of thing, you know. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing here on the first part. That we're seeing some conflict and maybe some words thrown across it that might have been kind of hurtful. Um, and looking at the second row here, again, the reason why I'm saying I'm thinking like a misplace of trust here, because everything that you've built for, like this Eight of Pentacles, oh excuse me, Seven Pentacles, um, the communication wasn't there, and therefore like the faith in like maybe what has happened into the situation might have um, like faith put onto the relationship might have changed. Um, it's left you sleepless, um, with no dreams. Actually, you've had no dreams lately about it, and I think that's what kind of scared you. And then you have this. where I think this is kind of relying more like maybe your partner, where you have this Five of Swords here. The Five of Swords talks about um, like a battle just kind of happened. The smoke has lifted, but maybe he might have used this kind of information to he might have used this information to like build ammunition of some sort, because if it seems that he's like doing things on his own, and I think that's what's probably causing the conflict and you having the sleepless nights. The fact that he's doing these things alone, it doesn't feel like it's a duality anymore. It's now starting to feel like a single like a single path of some sort. And if we look at this into different directions here, yeah, again, the sleepless nights with the lack of communication and this immediate struggle that has happened with the seven of wands, because the seven of wands, if you look at this, it shows a guy kind of like defending his land, but if you were to Google search the image, like his clothes are mismatched, he's like he doesn't have his belt on and stuff, and he's looking pretty irritated right now. And with that upside down, like it's ongoing, but it wasn't much of a surprise, but it's definitely it was a battle. If I was to go upwards like this right here, and towards the middle, again, building that ammunition, I think, and using that on words that wasn't very lovingly, and therefore causing some judgment. So, um, let's see here. I'm thinking in terms of what you need to do, Brenda, on these next two cards that I just pulled out. Um, I think that you're going to kind of do the same thing that he did. He's going to build up some ammunition. He built up ammunition, and said some things to you, which kind of was hurtful. And I think you're going to do the same thing, or at least you already have that kind of ammunition. Which I hate building ammunition, but sometimes I understand why people do that. And it's something you don't want to do, and I can feel it. You don't want to build up all this evidence, say like, well, this is what you did, kind of thing, and that's kind of against what you want to do, but you've done it already, I think. But with the information that you have, you might turn out to be pretty victorious with this information. Like, you might be able to actually kind of turn things around, perhaps, um, with whatever that situation is. You already initiated. Um, so yeah, if you already did it, then I think it's probably on you're already on your path to success on this one. Like, you might turn out to be, I wouldn't say the winner, but just definitely um, might have the upper hand in this conversation. Um, but yeah, uh, that's kind of what I see right now with what has happened in your relationship just recently. Um, I tried initiating a heart to heart convo with him, or you tried initiating it. I think if you continue doing that, but with you bringing down the heart to heart, I think you need to come up with some examples, right? And I think that's conflicting with you in terms of how you operate. But if you do bring up these examples, uh, uh, on this next heart to heart that you do with him, it actually might prove a point. But if will he accept that? Yes and no. Let's see here. Well, signs kind of point to yes a little bit. Um, First, you have the King of Cups, which I think would represent him, with emotions. Then we have the Two of Wands, which, you know, to me, it's like almost like a person looking out towards the future. Um, holding the world in his hand, almost like a pearl in his hand, right? And balance, you know, and maybe and I'm thinking like maybe if you I won't say like balancing like finances and stuff like that, but like there's just something materialistic that you can balance in the relationship that can definitely help bring him up to be afloat, like this King of Cups here. So how does he feel about it though, and how I didn't respond? How does he feel about it? Let's see here. I think he thinks it's repetitive, but he is also cornered. Like he doesn't know what to do. It's not easy for him. This is just as much as not as easy for you. Um, with you, and you said you didn't respond. This is him right here. The Eight of Swords. He's trapped. Um, he does feel it's repetitive, but it's like meaningless repetitiveness. Nothing to gain from it. And there's nothing new for him to learn from it either. But he is definitely conflicted. And I don't know. I don't think he knows what to do. So, yeah, I'm still getting some negative cards here. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. It's not gonna be very easy at all. I'm sorry to say that, but with you retaining the information, I'm missing that card. Keep doing what you're doing. If you find the information for your next heart to heart that proves a point on certain things, you'll definitely be have like the upper hand in this. But play your cards well. Don't and try to be compassionate as much as possible. Obviously, be compassionate because any guy out there, regardless of if he's in touch with his femininity, stuff like that, if anybody, most people are challenged in a certain way, then that can cause some problems and friction. So, and this is him right now. He's conflicted and he's trapped. And he doesn't know what to do. So, uh, probably get some like some cleansing incense, stuff like that. Sage is a really good way to cleanse things. Even find a crystal shop. Find yourself some quartz crystals and rose quartz crystals. Those are really good when it comes to bringing in like loving energy and things like that. So you definitely want to give that a shot. If all else fails, then you can do some time in the bed, because usually the makeup sex is usually what the best thing ever. Isn't that like how the story goes? Like guys get into a fight, and then the makeup sex after that is like super like toe curling and everything. Oh my god, what are we talking about? Okay, so I hope that was helpful, Brenda. Um, and I hope you you and your there you go. I'd probably cleanse your crystals, get some sage going in the house, um, and get some of that makeup sex. Okay. Um, Queen of Death and Cards. I've got the stuff that you want. I've got the thing that you need. 'Cause I'm the queen of the night. Queen of the night. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I didn't hit that note there, Whitney. Sorry. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Sage down there. Mm-hmm. Make sure the sage is not lit. Okay, you can light it up yourself. All right. Aren't we glad that this is not like a G-rated room here? Okay, so let me just go down here. I see you're here. Yeah, definitely. And I just want to make sure that I still have people on the list. If you don't see your name on the list on the left hand side, just let me know, and um, I'll get to you. And I do apologize for the wait. As you see, I'd like to take my time with these cards, explaining things. I love educating and stuff like that, and um, I have a lot of fun teaching people. You did. I'm just eating like you. Michelle, what did you mean by that? Did I miss you? Yeah, but I did. Oh, KB. Okay. KB want to be added. KB. KB. And I think I have you, Michelle, on here. Yeah, you're right. You're here. I have you on the list. Okay, Queen. My queen. My queen. Queen. Okay. What is the connection between Louise and I as of recent? Interesting. My partner's name is Louise. You like the bottom. Oh my goodness. My gutter mine. I'm sorry. I'm always reading Empower Goddess as Empower Goodness, which I think kind of works the same way, does it not? Oh, we got MC. MC Hammer. Too legit to quit. Hey, hey. All right. So, Queen. Let's get down to business, shall we? And by the way, everybody, my Instagram is the same as my username, Groovedefied, as well as my Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, is Groovedefied as well. So, nothing heavily tarot related on there, but you're definitely more than welcome to drop me a hi and chat it up with me and stuff like that. And yeah. And I'm ready to learn to fall in love. So, I'm seeing, I'm not seeing much of a connection actually. Um, as a matter of fact, I'm just seeing more like a personal reading from these cards for some reason, like in terms of between you and Louise. Um, I feel that this is you in the top. Usually that's the current, and the bottom is him. And with you, I think that you're like, I think there's a lot of uncertainty with you, and I'm not exactly sure of what, but it's definitely like impeding in your life, in a way it's causing a stir. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what's going on between you and Louise, but um, this is just like kind of what the cards are kind of telling me about you first, and then the cards telling me about him. Um, I feel that he's the type of person that doesn't like to share his emotions a lot. Um, it looks like to me that let's draw some more cards here. Let's see what we get. Um, I'm only feeling. I feel like this is like a materialistic relationship for some reason. Not a whole lot of emotion actually happening in this one. Um, and the reason why I'm struggling with this, it's almost as if like, okay, first of all, we only have like one water card, but that's reversed. We have a lot of airs and a lot of earth, and obviously some fire as well. But he's pretty fast paced in terms of what he wants, but he doesn't really show a lot about what he feels, and that might be causing some confusion with you. Mm, I'm honestly feeling no romantic connection at this moment. I'm actually only feeling um, just something platonic and maybe just something physical. Um, there's definitely some passion in whatever this relationship is, but I feel that there's something physical in this relationship, and that's really just kind of like holding this together. And there might be some emotion there, but he's not revealing it. He's even preventing the cards from even really showing a whole lot in terms of what his emotions are about. Um, however, though, something tells me that you make him feel like a man. Like you have the Sun card here, right? You also have the Ace of Fire, which is a new type of passion. And so I guess like every time you come around, like again, the passion's there. He expresses no emotion. That's true. Yeah. So um, and if there is love, if there's already love there, I'm not seeing anything progressing beyond what you already have. That's the thing. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I just see it that the relationship is there, whatever the relationship is. It's physical, it's very passionate, um, for whatever it is. And I think that you bring like this essence to him that he really enjoys. It's very, very positive. It makes him feel like a child. He feel like he could be himself a little bit. Um, he seems to get some new ideas around you. And I think, like I said, I think you make him feel like a man. How's it different? I want to know because if I'm wrong, please let me know. Or if it seems confusing to what I just said, let me know, and let me see if I can try to analyze that further. Because you know, just as you said um, that he doesn't share his emotion at all. He could hide a lot of things, and I just think that you make him feel pretty good when you're around him. That's kind of what I'm getting, at least from here. And um, he comes up with some new ideas, some, like, and again, feels like a kid, like in a good way, like innocence, um, um, vibrance, things like that. Like he feels very energetic around you. But again, as far as like love and stuff like that, I don't see it there, or at least I don't see it going anywhere beyond what is already there. Um, and I think it might be more physical with the passion than anything else. Like it's like, and the physical can either be, it could be sex, it could be materialistic. Um, my emotions kind of like lean towards the intimacy. I've never had a read like this, but people close to me have said he shows different than what he tells. That's very interesting. And I just got through mentioning, I think, the fact that, you know, you bring the kid out of him. So um, the fact that he hides his emotions, um, he doesn't show his true self, and I think you bring that out of him. And you know what? With that even said, even though I don't see anything like blossoming any further, this can grow into something. All of our futures are not even, they're not written. So we take these as tools, right? So if he is, if things like, if he's happy with you and you're making things work for him and he's making it work for you, then, nurture it. If you feel that it's right, and I don't see anything wrong here, actually. I honestly don't see anything wrong um in this read. I don't see anything negative. The only thing I think I saw that was partially not really negative per se, but it's just this top row about you kind of being indecisive about something. Um uh Kind of a little bit scattered a little bit. And let's just ask greater weight real quick. Quick numbers. Should you pursue? Got 5, 2. That's 7, 8, 9. Usually negative numbers kind of sway towards no, but this is an even number, which reducing 9 comes down to 3, and or at least 9 is part of 3, and I always see 3 as a creation number. 9 kind of works in spirituality, so I think you should definitely nurture it. My personal opinion, but don't let the cards stop you. You know, Sometimes we hear things, sometimes we see things that we want to see, but it doesn't come out the way we want them to. And you just gotta kind of make your own future in a way, but use these as a tool to kind of help guide you. And I think you might have gotten your answer. I feel like we read each other without speaking, and yes, that is true. I do feel unsure. Yeah. So, um, with you feeling unsure, to help you fix that, tap into your womanhood. Tap into your womanhood. I don't know what that means, but I think you do. Tap into your womanhood. Um, Stop being by yourself all the time, and open up your mind, because I think you've put your goals on the side. So stop that. So um, stop being by yourself. Make friends. Um, Explore. Open up your mind, and tap into your womanhood. Cool. That was a fun read. Okay, wow, I'm going 3 hours into this already. Whew. I think I'll take a couple more people, because I need to take a break here, so I can feed myself. Um, so Brenda, or excuse me, not Brenda, excuse me, Queen. I hope that worked out for you. Happy Chicklet, come on, Chicklet. Marsha, absolutely. So just letting everybody know, I've been going about 3 hours into this stream, and I know I haven't gotten to anybody, but and I hate to sound like the broken record here. You're definitely more than welcome to subscribe and set up a notification to when I come back on. Because I'm just gonna grab something to eat, take a quick break for myself, cycle my laundry a little bit here in a little bit after next couple after the next couple of reads, and then as soon as I come back on, I'm going to read some more for all of y'all, because this is definitely a lot of fun. Okay, so what are Ryan's feelings for me right now? He liked my Instagrams, but is still ghosting me. Oh man. My love, there's only you in my life. The only thing that's right. Ooh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's actually very helpful because I myself have my own issues too, and you know, even though us tarot readers might be happy and everything like that, um, it can definitely be draining on the other life. My first love, your every breath that I take, your every step I make, and I want to share all my love with you. Happy chicklet, this will do. All right, so this person is liking your Instagrams, but he's ghosting you, and you're wanting to know how he feels about you. Um, so I personally want to know more about this Ryan person, and I'm trying to look at the cards about this to see what it's about. And um, there are feelings there, but just not the feelings that you want it to be. That's my first intuition on this. Um, have you ever met this person before? Uh, your twin flame. Okay. You're thin fine. You're tall fine. So I'm seeing some. Well, I'm not seeing any pages because something came into my head thinking that, like immaturity and things like that. But I'm not seeing that here. But um, I'm not seeing anything here pointing towards um any feelings towards you right now. However, though, I am seeing some hesitation, and the reason why I'm seeing hesitation here, because for example, we have the death card here, and even though death card usually, we were seeing each other, then he just ghosted. When I said I wanted more, and he wanted friends with benefits. Nice. And that probably kind of explain what's going on here, because like I said, I don't see anything here in terms of of feelings and emotions with cups. There's one cups thing here, but that's not going to help you in this situation. I mean, with the death card, it really means this sort of like putting a stop to things, but he doesn't want it to stop. I feel like this is top rows about him. Um, he doesn't want to stop. Like he likes to keep the options open. I think, because he doesn't want to be tied down, and I think that's what I'm getting here. Because even with new love coming in his way with this Ace of Cups, he's turning it down, and he's not stopping. Um, it's funny though. You, on the other hand, are ready to slow down, but you're not. Or actually, no, you are. You actually are slowing down. You actually are ready to slow down. Excuse me for saying that. The reason why I'm saying that because you have these knights, knights of cups, knights of swords. Like you've done the fast lane, but you don't want to do that anymore, and you're looking for something that makes that spark for you. Your everything, and that's what the magician is. You're looking for your everything, and I think you might have tried looking for that everything within him, and because of that, it's conflicting with this up here. Now, coming down here, and I think this is between the both of you. Look at this. We have confliction. And with this card right here, I put it into view. We have confliction. We have the Two of Swords. I've been saying duality wrong all this time. I apologize. This is a duality right here where you're dueling. You know, the woman's holding the two swords with the ocean behind her, and you know, the decision to make, you know, what to do. You know, and there's the devil card right here. Now the devil card, you know, if I was to turn this upright and explain this to you, the devil card is all the devil card is all about like you know, feeding upon those human desires and things like that, sex and all the other things like that. But you'll notice that these people are kind of loosely chained to the devil, so they have the option to leave, but they choose not to, and they want to continue doing what they're doing. But with it upside down, you're ready to stop that bullshit, right? You're ready to stop living that kind of life, you know. But because of this, whatever is happening here, there's unfinished business, you know. And with this lower deck being about you two, there's the conflict. He wants the physical, you don't want the physical, so there's really no balance here, leaving you guys in this particular situation, unfinished business. He's ghosting you. You're left with unanswered questions. So what do we do from here? I think somebody else is going to come your way, but you need to be very, very, very careful about this, because I think this person is going to come very soon to you. You're going to be very attracted to him, but it's going to create some heartache somewhere. I'm not sure if it's with the new person or if it's with the old person, but yeah, I think that there's somebody else who's going to come by. You have the knight who's willing to be loyal, right? And that's what the whole knight is about. Knight is about loyalty. It's about honor, glory. You know, not yet a king, but then there's you, the empress, right? He's ready to give to the empress, but because of this right here, it's going to create some heartache somewhere. Like, not heartache, but it will definitely cause an issue, and maybe even jealousy with that last person, because then he might say, oh shit, you know, why is she seeing this other guy when she was seeing me? It's like, oh well, I thought we weren't going to be together. You wanted to be friends with benefits. And I think that's what's maybe what the issue is going to lie in with the last person, the person who's ghosting you. He's going to see that you're with somebody else, and jealousy is going to spread its you know, its ugly head. But you know what? It's his loss. So I think that that's an interesting question. Let's see what card I put down. I've already identified him as a Knight of Pentacles, and Pentacles is a grounded person. Grounded, earth related, money related. So this person is, you know, probably very responsible. Who you're gonna be meeting. I can't tell you when, but if I was to put another card down for this, well, whoever this person is, it's gonna be no conflict. I think you do too. And I think when you do meet this person, you're gonna feel it, and then the conflict will then drop, because this right here is about like battling something on a very surprise issue, right? But these issues are going to be, you know, dumped as soon as he comes into play. So this is actually pretty cool. Okay, so this did Happy Chicklet. I'm gonna do, and folks, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do one more reading. and I'm gonna call a break at this point. I've been on this for about 3 hours now, and I definitely need to take a break. I literally just came out of a fever, and so I don't want to get sick again. So I need to eat something, as well as take care of a couple of chores. That way I can come back and answer some more of your questions. So if you, Crystal, you have not lost you're actually right after Moon. And I was gonna do Moon right now and call a break for myself, and then I was gonna come back on, and then if you're still around, definitely join me like in the next 30 minutes after Moon, and then I'll be able to um, get back onto this list. Okay, so Moon Empress, are you still with us? Let me double check here. I don't see Moon Empress in the participants. Okay, I'll put a little plus sign there for now. Yeah, I'm going to start a new live. Yeah, I'll most likely will start a new live. But I'm gonna retain this list. I mean, I could probably just keep it running, I suppose. Well, I haven't decided yet, but no, Donata. Well, we'll go ahead and let me go ahead and get some new people here. KB, MC, Crystal, Michelle, Donata. Oh, there's Moon. Okay, Moon, you're on up. All right, Moon, how can I help you today? Hello. Oh, thank you. I was actually trying to find something. I was actually running out of places to look, and I needed something really quick for my cards as far as the cloth goes. And I hate to admit it, but I actually found this in Walmart for like a couple dollars, and I liked the elephants. I liked the design, so I just went with it. Sorry about that. So thank you for answering my question. How does my DM feel for me today? What's the DM? The dark man or the dark tall man? The tall fine. I was gonna say tall fine, but I don't know what DM stands for. And he's a Pisces. Divine masculine. That's a good question. Another term for tall fine. Okay, gotcha. So we got the man, which is also known as DM, which is also known as TF for tall fine. All right. As you can see, we're working with our own acronyms here. Tall, fine, the man. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, I appreciate you being patient with me. I know this list is long, and I totally enjoy this too. And it's definitely been a great experience doing these tarot card readings and stuff like that. I love growing. I love helping out people. Okay. All right, Tall Fine. Let's see how you're handling this moon. I got frogs croaking out the outside. I wonder what that means. So, interesting. So, this is actually a really strong read, actually. So I feel that that the demand that doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? The DM. I know it means divine masculine. I wanted to come up with something a little more provocative for it, like that man. I can't even think of it right now. Oh snap! This tall fine got his ish upright. Okay, so I'm reading this first line of cards here. You have the Hermit, the Ace of Fire, and the World. Now, um, let's see here. Yeah, I am kind of dirty. Um, I feel that this person, okay, this person is actually really cool for you. This DM, until I come up with a better name, the DM. Dirty man. Oh, I get it. Huh? Duh. I'm so slow. Dirty man. The dirty man. So, ooh, that why did it bring up Janet Jackson? Ooh, you nasty boy. So, anyways, this dirty man here, he is. I think he's a very strong character. He's very into himself, like in a good way. Like he's just like about, you know, kind of to himself in a way. Um, but he's a man of like many talents, I think, and I think that he's very successful. I think this person is very successful. This DM, and I think this whole thing actually talks about him and about you in a way and how it affects you. As a matter of fact, this middle card I believe is what affects you. Because I was about to say this middle row is about you. Um, he's teaching you a lot of things. Um, there's nothing like something about him makes you feel like a kid, which is the sun. Radiant, full of energy, life thriving around you. You always feel like this breath of fresh air every time you're near this person. And though your feelings doesn't change for him, but it definitely makes you feel like, I mean, when I say feelings doesn't change, like it's not like you don't love him as much or you don't love him anymore, or more than what you do. It's just that he makes you feel different in a very good way. He feeds you positive energy, and in the end, in the end, I think it's going to bring you new life. We have an Empress here, right? We have the Ten of Earth, which is in reverse. Usually that's a sign of like, living a very successful life, very comfortable, everything's working out, but you still got work to go. Because there's still a new life to build up upon this DM person, um, your childhood hero. Is this DM person? Is this an actual physical person, or is this more of like a spiritual energy to you? Because I'm seeing a lot of great signs on this one, like very very strong, brings you great energy, and again, like whatever this relationship is between you and this divine masculine, going into the technical part of it, it's gonna bring you new life. Yes, if it's a physical person, then this is actually even better for you because this is somebody you can actually relate to. And with you continuing with this person, very, very good. Oh my gosh. Like, this is such a strong freaking read. I don't know what to tell you. I'm really excited for you because, first of all, we have, um, okay, the Five of Water is actually kind of like a negative, but um, it's more like instructions for you. And I think that's what's really cool about it because everything's upright in this particular read. Don't cry over spilled milk. There's going to be some issues maybe with this person, but he waited for him a good 19 years to meet him. Wow, interesting. Um, well, don't cry over spilled milk on this person. There's going to be some weird things that you might not like with whatever the relationship or with him, but don't cry over it. It's not worth it. Um, but whatever you do, keep nurturing it because it's going to come out to be very stable and peaceful. Because first of all, we have the Nine of Fire, which is also known the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is about like how can I say this? Um, I have to refer back to my Raider Waite. I have to remind myself what the story is about. Of Wands. That one is about, yeah, that's what I thought. So the Knight of Wands is about like um taking initiative and keeping up for what you're looking for, right? And then you have the Four of Fire, which is like the Four of Wands, and that right there is all about like having a prosperous home, having celebration in a way. Usually in the Rider Waite deck, um, uh, it's usually having them people like frolicking and celebrating around four wands that creates like some sort of reef around it for celebration. And you know what, four is indication of stability. So whoever this person is, I don't know who he is. I don't know what your relationship is like with this person, but it's definitely bringing you excellent vibes. And I actually feel very excited about this. When it actually made me feel a lot of joy, actually pulling out these cards. I'm seeing here the sun, and the sun's what's keeping this all together for you. Like if I was to pull these things away here, and we look at this in the different angles again, like we have the sun holding this entire thing around, and um, I'm just seeing like everything like super positive here. Again, nothing moving forward above emotion, either love or friendship, whatever it is. But whatever this is, keep nurturing it because this person is bringing on some really big goodness to you. Hey, Bling Bling. So I'm gonna put you on the list. Right now, I'm going to take a little half hour, maybe an hour. One of the it's most likely going to be an hour because I need to fix my food and regenerate here and kind of release some energy. But I got you on the list, Bling. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to. Well, let's see here. Let's see what happens if I switch the network because I wanted to see if I can get a faster response with the network because the delay is killing me here. I don't like the fact that I have to wait like forever just to um, uh, wait for my response to get out to you. You know, I want you guys to be able to hear me directly. Okay, so hopefully that might do it. Still maybe another 10, 13-second delay, which is unfortunate. Anyway, anyhow, I'm gonna restart this reading. I'm gonna keep the list right here. Um, if you want to stick around for me, if you want to wait for me to come back, I'd really appreciate it if you do. Obviously, I guess the only way to do that would be to subscribe and to turn on the notification bell. And I will see you all soon, very soon. It's been an absolute pleasure, everybody. Um, Doing this for all of you. Like you have no idea how it means to me. Hey hippie, so I'll go ahead and add you to the list too right now. And yeah, just stick around, or at least keep an eye out for the notification that when I'll be come alive again. And I will talk to you all soon. Peace, love, and happiness.